So I will introduce myself throughout this presentation. Let's start. In this lecture, I want to talk about the originality and the applications of GIS, Geographic Information System. Let me first introduce myself. I'm Mohamed Wahba. I got a bachelor degree of civil engineering from Faculty of Engineering, Mansour University, Egypt. Then from the same faculty, I obtained my master degree in the same field. And after that, I was enrolled in Egypt, Japan University of Science and Technology as a PhD candidate in November 2020. And I spent there in Egypt about a year and a half before I traveled to Japan as international exchange researcher, where I am right now. My research is pretty close to the climate change as indisputable cause of unprecedented flash floods around a large portion of the world. I have published a scientific paper that is constituting a mitigation plan to the hazard of flash floods in urban areas, and two conference papers in Turkey and Japan that are dealing with an estimation of flood hazard map and anticipation of spatial runoff depths via hydrodynamic models, respectively. That's all about my major field. And in this lecture, I want to focus on two major elements: the originality of ARCGIS as well as its applications. So let's take off. So what is ARCGIS? The first part of this word is ARC, which designates that it is based on ARC information, which means that basically designed for vectors. So it will take us to define what is the meaning of vector. It means that the drawn shape is consisting of two elements, points and lines. That is the vector. And wherever you zoom, you find a high resolution of the vectors and of the elements. On the other hand, GIS and Geographic Information System is a computer system for capturing, storing, checking, and displaying data related to positions on Earth's surface. It also enables you to manipulate and analyze the geographic data via visualization of spatial information on layer building maps. For instance, creation of digital elevation models, temperature maps, hazards maps, terrain slope, etc. Therefore, this is the meaning of Geographic Information System, which means giving a map of information as well as determination of the location coordinates. And as you can see here, that is this map has been delineated using the GIS. You can see the information of the digital elevation model, that is the elevation of a certain plan. Here is the information about this elevation, and also the location and the position of this area has been also illustrated in this map. So when did it start? You may get stunned when I say that the cholera outbreak was a paradigm that established the Geographic Information System. This disease hit London in October 1831, leaving a high number of fatalities. Physicians, by the way, were not able to diagnose or identify the reason of this high number of mortalities. At this time, there are many speculations of this calamity. Some people said it is a noxious air, which is called the aftermath and miasma theory, which stated that the disease of cholera is caused by polluted air. I don't want to dig into more information about this, but you can read more if you are very interested. Eventually, this theory has been refuted by Dr. Jon Snow. He is the person who built the foundation of Geographic Information System. How it comes? First, he assumed that the disease comes from polluted air. Then he started to gather information about the pumps that are used for drinking in the city. The data includes in this spatial location of the pumps corresponding to the number of fatalities. Look, we are talking about the originality of GIS. So what he has done geographically is he started to allocate the points. Then he attached these points with the data information. Then he realized that the maximum number of mortality comes from a certain bump in Broad Street. Consequently, he investigated this bump, and surprisingly, he found a leakage of a sewer water below this bump, and that is intercepted with the drinking water. Finally, this idea has sparked the beginning of geographic information system. However, there were no computerized system at this time to record or manipulate the data. Therefore, in 1963, Roger Thompson initiated a plan to develop a GIS by utilizing a computer. He was known as the father of GIS. In this computerized system, you can input a multi-layers spatially, and each one contains a certain category of information, for example, elevation, streets, land use, etc. Then can integrate and analyze them to get the targeted map. So I'm gonna deviate now to talk about the GIS application. As many of you may know, GIS has been utilized at all walks of life. I will try to pick up some of them very shortly. Then I will concentrate on more fields that may be beneficial to you. First, you can find it in creating maps of any parts of the world. Whatever this map is delineating a specific information like temperature, rainfall, elevation, etc. Moreover, Google apps and web mapping platforms are indispensably using the GIS maps. Second, GIS is an excellent resource for planning in telecommunications business. It enables the business to integrate geographic data into network planning, design, optimizations, and maintenance. In addition, GIS may be beneficial to telecommunications firms via customer interaction, engineering disciplines, and location-based services. Third, GIS has proven its importance in community development planning for local governments. Likewise, GIS enables city planners and the developments to construct a more effective plans for cities in less time. Moreover, it can create a special data like transportations network, land use data, buildings data, vegetation data, railway networks data, etc. The fourth uses of GIS can be found in public health. Since GIS has been employed so much when it comes to the public health, particularly at the time of COVID-19 pandemic, we can easily identify the hazard of each disease, especially using GIS, and that will benefit the communities to consider intense precautions where the pandemic is located. Then GIS is largely used in disaster management since it has the ability to indicate regions that are more vulnerable to natural or artificial catastrophes. And after identifying these regions, administrations, of course, in these areas can utilize GIS data to raise the awareness and assist communities for further disasters. GIS also is used to conduct the risk assessment. So after adding the causative factors of hazards, carrying out analysis between them, and you can figure out the hazardous areas that may be more vulnerable to the hazard, and those hazards may be take forms of, as you can see here, the flash flooding and landslides. So for instance, if I want to assess the risk of flash floods, you can first delineate the causative factors like this that contribute to this kind of hazards, such as land use, slope, elevation, land cover, distance to roads, distance to streams, etc. And after that, by using a variety of methodologies to get this hazard of flash flood, like for example by various statistical methods or multiply criterialization analysis like AHB, or even machine learning, you can estimate and classify the hazards of flash floods. Therefore, GIS resembles an essential tool to generate the hazard map, as you can see, after using all those parameters or positive factors, as I said before, that you can estimate this hazard map. Of course, that is very important using the GIS. At the end, there are other applications of GIS. You can find it in surveying, for example, military, banking, and others. Let's move on to talk about the ARCGIS components. GIS products of ARCGIS has been developed by Esri. Esri is a software company, and it has developed 6 products. For example, the ArcMap, ArcCatalog, ArcToolbox, ArcScene, ArcGlobe, and ArcGIS Pro. And I will talk very briefly about each one of them. Anyone here have heard about Esri before?
I've used it before, but on a small class project.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm familiar with ArcGIS to some small medium extent.
Okay, thank you. First, I will start with ArcMap. It is resembles the most used software among GIS components, since it has been employed to edit and analyze and create geospatial data. ArcMap enables user to examine data inside a data source, represent feature appropriately, and generate maps. This is achieved using 2 unique program sections: the table of contents and the data frame. This table of contents is a major element in ArcMap. You can turn on and off the layers that you are using here in the data frame. There's the 2 major elements in ArcMap, and you can link this program as well with many other softwares like Google Earth, Autodesk, Excel, etc. The second software is ArcCatalog. It is a very simple one in comparison to the ArcMap, of course. It has been utilized to navigate, organize, and document geographical data. You can also get access to your stored data on your computer through this software. Third, the Arc Toolbox. It is a straightforward one as well. It provides a systematic collection of tools. You can find it in as a built-in tool in ArcMap. Yeah, so it is a built-in tool. You can find it in ArcMap. These tools are so imperative since they enable the user to conduct analysis, conversion, and manipulation of the dataset. After that, the ArcScene is a 3D visualization program that enables you to display a geographic information system, GIS data in 3 dimensions. So you can, your work you have done in ArcMap, you can view it in 3 dimensions in this software. Then ultimately, the ArcGlobe, the software enables you to view a huge amount of GIS data on the globe surface. So you can see data with a global scope and zoom in on extremely specific local data effortlessly, as you can see here. You can also conduct animations through this program in any parts of the world as well. Finally, it is the ArcGIS Pro. It is the latest release of Esri, and is the first stable version has been issued in very recent in this year, in August 2022. It is a featured backed software, by which I mean it was established to combine different features from previous Esri projects with some additional properties. Since the software supports data visualization, advanced analysis, and authoritative data maintenance in 2D and 3D and 4D. It can also integrate data to multiple sources, since it combines data from various sources and formats. Also, you can visualize your data in 2D and 3D simultaneously. Of course, you can also edit and analyze your data easily. And most importantly, you can share your work with others online. So that is the last point that I wanted to talk about. I tried to fly through all these points, and I hope eventually that you have gained something new about GIS and its applications. And finally, that's the reference that I've used during the preparation of this presentations. And thank you for listening, and I will open up for discussion. If you have any question, please go ahead.